listening to
the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast, and we're here with the RRW Weekly Report, and I'm here with Jesse, I'm Andrew, and with QR Kev. What's up, guys?
How long you been sitting on that one?
Just a while, and I just want to make it clear, we have a breaking news report, a big development, and that's for Jesse, and he's got a brand new favorite tag team. Jesse, who's that tag team?
Pretty Deadly gonna be world tag team champions by the end of the year. Mark my words.
End of the world.
Yeah.
By the end of the world. By the end of the world. I got a long time.
Yeah. So we had a decent amount of stuff happen this last week, with Raw, SmackDown, and AEW, talking about the WWE Draft, piggybacking off of the NFL Draft.
Oh my God. Did you guys see those war rooms?
Yeah. SmackDown and Raw had their own war room set up, and a few legends in there with them, and
it was pretty. I don't want to. I hate using the word fake, but there was one moment, I can't remember what pick it was, but they showed the SmackDown war room, and one of the guys was writing something. He just got angry and went, looked like he was angrily slamming the table, and it was just the fakest thing I've ever seen.
Hey, we're talking wrestling. Don't you ever use that F word ever again.
Sorry, Dad.
Yeah,
but,
the draft room had a lot of reactions, for sure. Yeah.
A lot of reactions just for people to get drafted to the same show they were already on.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand the point in drafting people that just a couple months ago signed their contracts for the respected brands.
Exactly. And my biggest issue with the draft was after Raw and SmackDown went out off the air both nights, they announced more draft picks. And those were the ones that were, to me, more important than the ones that actually showed on the show.
Right.
Like you had Dijak going from NXT to Raw. That happened off the air. It's like that should have been announced on the air.
Yeah, well, we had to make sure we had Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell showcased. Who would draft them over Dijak? Like,
for real. No, not even that. Who would draft Final Testament over Dijak?
It didn't, and not only did we have the Raw and SmackDown boardrooms, war rooms with the draft going, we also had a live look on to the NXT draft performance center, wherever they were, in Florida, I would assume, all sitting there, the whole roster, just awaiting a few to be drafted.
Right. Like they didn't need every single member of the NXT brand there.
I felt like, honestly, the ones that got drafted, at least some of them, it was like genuine reactions. I don't think they knew 100% because some of them were seemed very generic reactions. Like when their name got called, it seemed very like genuine. I can't remember what female got drafted, but she started crying, and Shawn Michaels came over and gave her a hug and stuff. And I think it was very genuine. I don't think that was predetermined.
Lyra. I think that was Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah,
because she was holding her face, looked like she was crying.
Yeah, and it seemed very organic.
I don't think many of the NXT people knew who was going to get called up. I think obviously your main one, he knew. Dragunov's reaction was very like, it's about fucking time. But like, the fact that he didn't go, I thought honestly he would have been in the first round.
Well, the biggest splash in the draft is when Pretty Deadly got drafted. Make sure they stayed solidified on their brand. Now it's time to make a real push for a title run, and I can't wait to see it.
Maybe now we'll start getting into actual new storylines, bigger feuds.
Yeah,
I just don't understand, like, why we're wasting multiple shows, because we have drafts coming up, like the continuation, and I don't understand wasting multiple shows and time slots on it, like, unless they have nothing really going on creative and they're just trying to do filler before Backlash. But
that's what it really feels like.
If you're gonna move like just one or two people, just have somebody come like the GM for Raw or SmackDown come out and be like, "Oh, we've made a trade with Raw. We're trading this person for this person." It's like a 3-minute segment, get it over with and get on with the show. But like,
right.
I don't know. It just doesn't
we got
seem...
a few different changes in the draft. There is a mic button, by the way, a mute button.
Sorry, that came out of nowhere.
There is a few changes with the draft. There wasn't many. I know one was damage control. Was it? Yeah,
Yep.
damage
they
control.
went to Raw.
Yeah.
LWO went to Raw.
Okay.
And, you know, with the very intense face off between Rey Mysterio and Broken Dom. Like,
Dirty Sanchez Dom.
Lucky I'm not cleared or I'd fight you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Dirty Sanchez. Yeah.
Yeah, Braun Strowman was a big surprise. That one kind of got me.
Yeah, because I believe they announced him first, and then a little bit later on, we had seen him do a run-in or come out to do with Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I don't get.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as the rest of us don't like Mahomes,
yeah.
What are you gonna do by getting in his face? What is he? He ain't gonna wrestle.
Right. And, you know, SmackDown, we had got Carmelo Hayes.
That was
so big. He had came out and challenged Cody to a match pretty much, and Cody accepted. And it was a decent match. It was kind of like that Kurt Angle, John Cena moment, sort of a little bit. I guess them getting acquainted and Carmelo coming up and, you know, welcome to the company moment, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of reminiscent, too, of when Kevin Owens came up from NXT and challenged John Cena on Raw, except, obviously, the difference there was KO won that match.
Right. And they both kind of popped off the ropes and missed each other, and it looks like Cody sold it as if he may have hurt his shoulder, which I'm sure
was a rough landing.
Yeah. So who knows what that'll lead into with Backlash. And then we did get Cody and AJ face-to-face again, I believe.
Yeah, contract signing.
They're also promoting that for SmackDown. AJ and Cody come face-to-face. It's like, didn't they already do that twice?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like I've mentioned before, Cody's whole thing is like he's trying to get out of his dad's shadow and be his own legacy and everything else. But like every major feud he's really had in WWE since he's came back, it's like, I knew your father. I had a relationship with your father, and what would your dad say? And it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. It's every fucking one. It's every one.
Like,
it's like,
who's more of a star here, Dusty Rhodes or Cody?
Just think of something different. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
Lean into something. I mean,
and we're going to have the SmackDown right before the Backlash event, the night before, I believe. So I don't know if it's actually live and where it's being taped, if it's coming from France. They said in France,
too. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it probably is live, even though we're going to get it at the normal time. But,
I mean,
it might not be live to us.
I don't know what time it is in France for 8 o'clock here. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be live in France. I think they'll tape it at like 8 o'clock in France and then air it here at normal time.
Right. So who knows what type of changes we'll get on that show for the event. I don't suspect there will be much, just a little more build maybe.
If any, I mean.
Yeah.
They had the final Raw before Backlash, and there really wasn't much build other than Becky versus Liv was announced, but like.
Yeah.
They didn't really build up too much for the event on Raw, because it feels like it's. Most of the matches are more SmackDown than Raw?
Right.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, with the Bloodline match and Kevin Owens and
I just feel like it just seems like it's like a house show, but because it's done abroad and they're trying to bring more eyes to like international,
like
exposure.
one of those Saudi shows to like the Dubai shows and whatnot. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I get from it again. So I'm not expecting anything too big to happen or drastic title changes, really, or
Yeah, I
just
think the only title changes I think is going to happen is they have the damage control against Bianca and Jade Cargill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing I really see.
You don't see A-Town Down Under dropping their titles on... Oh, no, that's Friday night.
I don't see them dropping them anyway.
Nah. I'd like to... Like I said, I think on the last weekly report, I'd like to see them get a little bit of a stretch.
Until Pretty Deadly takes them out.
Yeah. Also, we're going to see maybe a face turn for Pretty Deadly and the crowd get behind them to go against A-Town Down.
They're already baby faces. What are you talking about?
Are they?
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
How are they baby face?
They are the biggest baby face tag team in wrestling right now.
I must have missed something.
Go back and watch their work.
You missed their style and their swag. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so what else we got to talk about? We had some AEW Collision. Immediately following that was AEW Rampage on the same night.
Immediately falling from that was their ratings.
Yeah.
I will say that was a pretty bloody pretty bloody fight between Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta.
Yeah, it was quite the parking lot brawl, trying to redo what they had done from the old one with Santana and
Proud
Ortiz.
And powerful, yep.
Proud and Powerful, yeah. Which was a great one. I thought that was a great match.
Yeah, and AEW couldn't help themselves. They had to take another shot at CM Punk again on social media with it, and it was like,
with the glass?
Yeah. It said like it had the picture of one of them going through the windshield, and it said the one time we get a rental car or something like that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because
I did see
CM
that.
Punk
I kind of
told
did like
Jack
a
Perry,
quick swipe past that because I didn't.
Because CM Punk supposedly told Jack Perry like it's a rental car, don't mess with it or some shit, whatever. But
yeah.
But,
same old bullshit from them. But like I said, they had the lead in from the NBA playoffs into Collision, which had like 1.3 million viewers. And then you see all the fucking brainwashed faithful online going on and on and on about, we got 1 million viewers, look. But like in the first, it was from 8:23 to 8:30 or some shit like that.
So
but
like
then
just the first half hour?
Yeah, well, no, it was like the first 7 minutes. Like 15 minutes. 15 minutes into the show, they lost 500,000 viewers.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because it's like people that had the basketball game on at a bar or like, you know what I mean? And like they just flipped the channel when it was done. So like they were watching the post game or whatever, probably not paying attention. Oh, the game's off. Oh, let's put on something that's enjoyable. Let's not watch this stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like by the end of Rampage, they had like 280,000 viewers or something like that.
That's
They lost over 1 million viewers from the start when they got their 1.3 to the finish. They lost over 1 million viewers.
Speaking on viewers, I just want to bring this up. I don't know if you guys seen this, but you know how we talked about last week how Broken Matt Hardy showed up at the TNA pay-per-view?
Mm-hmm.
That pay-per-view only did 500 buys.
Yeah, that's TNA.
Bye.
Yeah, they got a more of a cult following there with people that watch that or probably
only
watch it
500 buys. That's
that's TV. You got to figure that's more of like a live show to be in attendance too. Also, with how if you look at the audience sizes and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Is what it is. They do promote bigger events and have bigger places sometimes.
Are they still primarily based in Orlando?
Their week-to-week show. They're doing an event in Albany here in a couple weeks.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, at the Armory in Albany. I'm not going to it, but
yeah.
And just.
But while we're on the topic of AEW, I did see that Tony Khan has been traveling the world. with this neck brace on, trying to sell this neck injury.
Yeah.
But he's not doing it well because he still turns his head like this while in a neck brace. And I believe, Jesse, you had said that it was stated that he wasn't supposed to travel at all.
Yeah, but when I thought about that more, is like the war room for Jacksonville was in Jacksonville. They weren't actually in Detroit. You know, like I had thought about it, and I had thought about it and thought he was live at the draft, but then I kind of digested it a little bit, and I was like, they're probably still in Jacksonville. They probably didn't travel to Detroit, so that was a folly on my part. But yeah, just is he really selling the neck injury?
Fuck no.
He seems like he's got more promotion for it on like ESPN, and when he was wearing the neck brace, they might have put the camera on them more just because he was wearing it to
but it's
exaggerate it.
But it's like he was on the NFL Network or something with Rich Eisen.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, he's selling that neck injury. No, he's being goofy Tony Khan, laughing and joking around and promoting his shows. Like, he's not like, like, it wasn't selling. It was wearing a neck brace and passing it off as selling. Like, oh yeah, I took a deadly. They were like, oh, you took a spike pile driver. He's like, well, it's actually the Tony Khan driver, and I took it on Wednesday night on TBS Dynamite. Like, he was like, it's fucking
he took
dumb.
It all right.
It's fucking dumb.
I'm pretty sure he was dancing with Daniel Garcia on the ramp the other night.
Well, that's the thing. You're not really selling if the audience is still there and you're getting up and walking away from the TK driver, or you're coming out on the entrance ramp and acting like it's like a circus act and you're dancing.
Wrestling fans these days don't know what selling is.
Right.
Like, they think, oh, he put a $30 neck brace from a fucking drugstore on and he's selling an injury. No, he is not selling an injury. He's fucking
selling the injury. Would have been letting a stretcher carry you out the night it happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not being seen at all during the NFL draft. Or, if anything, if you got to be seen because you are a partial owner of the team, do a better job selling that. Don't be in the draft room, or the war room, sipping your coffee, going like this, turning your neck at high rates of speed with the neck brace on.
Yeah, he should have did it from a hospital bed.
Dynamite from a hospital bed and like make the announcement, oh, I can't come back. And then they're like, oh, there's a power struggle in AEW. How is there power? Last I heard, he's the owner, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
He can just fire them.
Yeah.
Like,
he can fire people with cause.
Like,
yeah.
It doesn't, like, when people start, they're like, oh, the long-term storytelling of AEW. Like, if you look back and like try to follow continuity of AEW, they just shot themselves in the foot with this shit. It's fucking dumb. It's like, it's dumb. It's like, I feared for my life because somebody was yelling at me, but somebody used a deadly move that was banned in certain states and everything else. And, oh, well, we just got to keep going. And it wasn't like I said before, like when Vince McMahon was getting attacked by Stone Cold was the biggest wrestler in wrestling. Like, I wasn't going to fight. I'm not going to fire Stone Cold. He's my meal ticket. He's the one bringing all you here. So I can't fire him. But like the Elite are not fucking needle movers. So, like, what's the point in all this?
Not even in the slightest.
And you aired the footage of CM Punk backstage to show how much of a menace he was, but then you're going out there and doing worse stuff than he did. It doesn't make fucking sense.
Yeah.
Like, what about this makes sense?
And
you made the Elite baby faces. Like, that's what it was, because people think Tony Khan's a fucking clown. So anybody that attacks Tony Khan's now the baby face. Like,
tell us when we're telling lies.
I don't know if I'm telling a lie or not. I can tell you what's not a lie is that this is stupid.
Exactly.
This is fucking stupid.
Just like the whole Max Caster suspension thing.
Yeah, what the hell's going on? Like,
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
We all watched Dynasty, and I heard his rap, but
I don't know. I've read online that like this is just him on social media. Like, he clowns and he says weird shit, and I don't know. I don't follow him, so I don't know. But
so there's really no truth or weight to him actually being suspended.
No, because he posted he posted that during the week, and then he wrestled on Collision.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
going back into the whole Tony Khan power struggle, it has been teased that Tony Khan is teasing a general manager for AEW.
Oh, okay.
Who the fuck wants to even have that job? And who should get it?
Sting.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll rule
Personally,
with an
I say
iron
Dustin
baseball
Rhodes.
bat.
I say let the natural do it. Let the natural run the show for a bit.
He should be the booker.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Sting, maybe Kenny Omega.
Yeah, well, Kenny Omega's coming back, so that'll be interesting to see how he sides with this whole power struggle and the Elite and Tony Khan and Jack Perry, and if he stays away from it or becomes part of the story.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm starting to think all the stuff he's doing on his Twitch streams and stuff is all storyline now.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. You know, because he said that he didn't even know he was advertised for Dynamite this week. He's like, somebody sent him a message that there was like a advertisement for him showing up, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I'm showing up then."
I mean, could you really put it past them to not inform their talent that they have work?
Hopefully they give him a ride from the airport to the show.
At least something.
You know. Yeah.
Give him a rental car.
Yeah.
But on other news in AEW, Darby Allin just cannot catch a break, guys.
He can't catch a bus either.
Yeah. He can make a Broadway show, though, afterwards, at least.
How do you get smacked by a bus and only break your nose? Is that just Darby Allin?
Something tells me he tried to jump into that bus, or he should have just filmed
it. I can't work for this company anymore.
Yeah, they're filming Jackass 5.
Yeah.
Oh, man, but
I love Darby Allin, but man, oh man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just stay home. Just stay home at this point.
Live in a bubble till you're good.
Yeah, stay off the vert ramps for a little bit. Yeah. Stay out of Nitro Circus, you know.
Like, I guarantee you, had he not broken his foot, and which prevented him from climbing Mount Everest, he would have gotten hurt climbing Mount Everest. He might have died.
Would a coffin dropped off the top.
Do you think WWE would have let somebody climb Mount Everest while they were under contract?
Hell no. Hell to the no.
It's just weird.
It comes down to Tony Khan needs better control over his guys. But AEW did sign Camille.
Okay.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. I am looking forward to.
Camille's very good. She's like I don't know. She's a brick shit house, that's for sure. Like
I'm not really I don't know I don't have much information on her. I haven't seen her wrestle that much. I got to do a little more research on her, and
NWA Power was their weekly show that they put on YouTube, and she had a feud with Thunder Rosa in NWA that was really good, really well done.
I did. I saw the highlights on that on YouTube the other day. I would like to see that rivalry renewed.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the AEW women's roster right now, I mean, they got Thunder Rosa, who's pretty good in the ring. Serena Deeb, who people forget about, is great in the ring. Toni Storm, Camille. Hopefully, Jamie Hayter comes back at some point. So their women's roster is starting to look. Sasha Banks, who sucks on the mic, but she can go in the ring as long as she stays healthy, you know. So
and she needs an opponent that could like help carry the match.
Britt Baker.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
We need the DMD back.
Yeah.
But what else we got? MJF surgery was said to be a success.
Yeah, I think he's still got some time though. Obviously, if he just had surgery, we're gonna have a few months wait at the least, right?
I have a hard time believing anything that comes out about MJF though, because he's so ingrained in his character. It's tough. It's tough to kind of, I don't know. You know, if he had surgery and it's success, it's all well and good, but it's like, is that just a swerve to make people, you know, like, why would
he think it's going to be a longer till he comes back?
Why would he wait 4 or 5 months to get the surgery? Like, you see what I'm saying? Why wouldn't he have gotten that done right away and been rehabbing already?
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
That's a good point. That's interesting.
Why wait 4 or 5 months, then get the shoulder surgery? Because the shoulder is what put him out in the first place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he already almost had problems with it or already needed that surgery before he even went into the match with Samoa Joe.
Yeah,
I think.
supposedly from the elbow drop he gave Jay White when the table had collapsed, and he gave the elbow anyway.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the announce table, he was supposed to do an elbow through the announce table, and the announce table collapsed, and he just did it straight on the floor. And I think that's where they said he hurt it, but maybe he was trying to rehab it and save from having surgery. But you would know 2 months in whether it was getting better or you needed surgery. I don't know.
Yeah, he seemed banged up for a while, like he was riding it out, and they were trying to milk every part out of him that they could get.
Yeah, because he's trying to wrestle AEW style, and he's not an AEW style wrestler. Like,
yeah, agreed.
What else we got? Big Bill seems to be Chris Jericho's newest pet
on the learning tree.
The big wide learning tree.
I understand what he's trying to do with the whole Chris Jericho thing, but you don't have to look at the camera literally every 5 seconds and say, "You see what I'm doing, Chris?" Like, we understand the point of it. Like, you're overselling it. You're being over dramatic about it. Like, we get what you're doing. We get the story. Like, chill out a little.
It.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I don't know where they're going with it, but Chris Jericho says there's big plans, and he understands all the stories. So
yeah, well,
Jericho.
He's leaning into this whole thing. The fans hating him, so he's leaning into it and making a story out of it. But
yeah,
best of luck to you. I mean, I'd align myself with somebody more established than Big Bill. Where has Ricky Starks been?
Dude, I was wondering the same thing. I heard.
That's right. He was at WrestleMania celebrating with Cody Rhodes. That's right.
I did hear a rumor that he is almost a free agent.
I don't know.
Another CM Punk guy, so.
Yeah, Cody guy. I'd be remiss in saying Ricky Starks to WWE wouldn't be a solid move. But he could be a good heel, especially on his own. Like, you could align him with A-Town Down Under. Personally, I think that'd be a great spot for him.
Yeah, I don't see him coming in the WWE and being like a huge force or like a title contender. I don't think.
No, he'd have to be aligned with somebody.
Maybe there's a story with him and Cody. There was an AEW, but
I guess there could be. There could be a story with The Rock versus the fake Rock.
Jeez. Yeah.
But last thing I got about AEW was, you remember what me and Jesse were saying about Goldberg's comments about AEW?
Yeah.
Tony Khan recently made a statement saying that what Goldberg said isn't actually true to what Goldberg said to him during their talks. But is that just Tony Khan doubling down and trying to cover up the fact that a legend called his company cheesy? I use the term legend loosely, guys. You know that.
Oh, of course. It's probably two sources that aren't either credible themselves, so who really knows at that point?
If he did say it, though, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not wrong.
It's just Tony Khan not leaving well enough alone. Like, if that's a non-story, just leave it alone. Why do you have to comment on everything except for the shit you're supposed to comment on as being an owner of a company?
Yeah.
Like, any other thing, I can't comment on that. Oh, I can't talk about that. Oh, I can't comment on that. But something irrelevant. And I could say, oh, Tony Khan reached out to me to be a on-air personality, and then like just put it all over Twitter, and he'll fucking comment on it. Oh, well,
I dare you to do that. See how many retweets that gets.
Yeah, you heard it here, folks. Ringside Renaissance has been in talks with Tony Khan.
He's calling. We're not answering the phone.
Yeah, I'm sending that shit to the voicemail.
Yep.
Do not disturb. Bye-bye. In the words of Seth Rollins, bye-bye, bitch.
In reality, if you really called me, I'd probably pick up the phone.
Yeah.
I mean,
take his money. Yeah.
Shout out, Tony. What's up, man?
I mean, he's giving lots of money to people to just do nothing. So, fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's like I can show up once a month and fucking get a paycheck for a year. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Tony, call me up. I got some really good booking. I can't say that. He doesn't want anybody to do his booking. Fuck. I'll be your puppet.
Jesse, there's a role for you there, I promise.
Yeah, I bet.
He'll find something.
Oh, should we switch back to the latest Raw now episode that we had the other night?
Let's switch it up.
Okay. Well, bringing it back to the draft and Raw and SmackDown, but to Raw, we had also got the Dudley Boys coming out drafting people. Mm-hmm. And I felt like the Dudley Boys was probably one of the best parts of Raw and SmackDown. We got a little more throwbacks with them putting the glasses on and
Teddy Long Slayer.
Yeah, exactly. The
Alondra Blaze. Like, come on.
Alondra Blaze, that was a surprise. I thought that was her in the War Room, but I couldn't really tell because she was sitting kind of far away. Yeah. And then Samantha Irvin, it sounded like she almost messed up the intro and called her Electra Blaze.
No, that's the GOAT. You can't say she almost messed up.
Oh, well, I listen, as much as I love her, I can admit when she makes a mistake.
But, like, it's really cool to see Alondra Blaze because of everything that happened back in the day with her going to WCW and dropping the title in the garbage can and everything else, to see, like, WWE bury the hatchet and, you know, whatever. It's cool to see. It was cool to see her back, even if it was just like a throw off, and probably a lot of people probably didn't even know who she was, but
that crowd was kind of dead for her, but like the old time
dead
fans
for the draft.
They knew. I mean,
Teddy Long
got a huge pop, which was nice to see. I love Teddy Long.
It's always good to see some Teddy Long on
there. We saw the APA come out and do a couple picks, which is really cool.
The APA's picks lead into the one segment and promo that I know Andy wants to talk about.
Yeah,
I want to talk about.
Yeah, of course.
Fucking Drew McIntyre coming out complaining that he wasn't drafted yet.
Right.
And the fact that Punk got drafted before him and that he's not even here, yada, yada, yada. And then you, from all the way up in the suite, you hear him straight up. That was my favorite part of that promo when he goes, "I'm right here, you little bitch."
Yeah, CM Poop, as the sign said next to him.
Sign?
Yeah.
I actually saw his story on Instagram like 3 minutes before they showed him in the box. Like I saw like his story, him posting from that box. So I'm like, oh, he's there. And then like 3 minutes later, his music played. So like, I was like, oh.
That man doesn't know how to cut a bad promo.
Yeah, it was a good switch with Drew making his way up there to try to go confront Punk. And then, of course, Punk's down in the ring.
Not even that. He left an autographed picture of himself.
Yeah.
Like he's just trolling him at this point. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That is a feud I can't wait to see start up when he's cleared. But speaking of
already
him being
well
cleared,
started.
Oh, yeah. But like
it's
as far as a match goes.
Yeah.
Like I said, keeping it relevant.
It.
Keeping it relevant till Punk gets cleared from injury. Like they're doing a really good job with it.
Yes.
Yeah. And we all wanted Punk versus Seth, but it turns out what we all needed was Punk versus Drew. I guess.
It's bringing out the best in Drew. This is the best Drew's been in years.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
He's even better now than he was when he won the Rumble.
I'm almost siding with Drew in the whole thing just because he's doing so well. Like it's really hard to say that, but Drew's
I agree.
really leaning into it
right now.
Yeah.
But Punk's looking like he's almost ready to go. Like I think you guys said he's not wearing that elbow bionic arm anymore.
Yeah.
He's looking pretty yoked.
Right.
But I'm hoping sooner rather than later. Maybe not, because I don't want them to rush him back. And Jesse, you had said the match being at Clash at the Castle doesn't really make sense. Because how could you have Drew lose that?
Well, I don't think Punk has to necessarily win either. Listen, what he's doing with Drew is all funny and well, but of course it's going to catch back up with him too, and he's going to catch a beating.
Oh, 100%.
Drew could definitely beat him at Clash at the Castle if they're ready to even go at that point. Like you said, I don't think that he should be rushed back.
And if you're gonna have Punk go over in the match, you need that beatdown before the match. Like there has to be some angle where Drew just annihilates him before the match to build the match up even more, you know. So I think we still got some time to wait on that. And
100%.
I mean, look how long the Bloodline feud went, and as long as they kept it relevant, kept it interesting, people were bought in, you know. So I think I think they're doing well with it right now.
Yeah,
agreed.
And we had a small, quick little backstage segment of whoever it was talking, but we had Dom and Liv Morgan coming out of the broom closet. Who knows what was going on, but you know
what was going on.
Oh,
she came out fixing her shirt and everything, man.
Yeah.
And then Dom waits a minute and comes strolling out, looks around, and then...
Yeah, they can't save it for the hotel room. They have to do it during the broadcast of the show. I mean, it can't be... Has to be done right there, so the camera just happens to catch it. It's funny how that works out, huh?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
It was like a blink and you miss it, though.
Invested in that storyline?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, kind of. I'll be more invested when Rhea comes back because she's all pissed about it.
Yeah, well, that's definitely where they're moving, if that's what they're going to go ahead and go with. But
the age of social media ruins it because Dom just posted his wedding pictures, and Rhea, everybody knows, is with Buddy Matthews, and it's just like, who fucking cares, man? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
But I think we've touched on it plenty of times. Social media is ruining kayfabe.
Completely. And if you're going to be able to post like Dom getting married and stuff, don't have him in a love angle on fucking TV.
Right.
You know, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. A triangle. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, we had JD take a big shot to the face with those Super Bowl rings, I believe.
Yeah,
right.
He posted a picture. He posted a picture, I think today, and it had still had the marks from the Super Bowl rings on his face.
You think he actually got clocked?
I think maybe. I think on Raw, I think it was a makeup job, but I think maybe he really did get hit, but I think the makeup was a little bit.
That was a bit much. Like, it was red down here, and it was like the rings hit up here.
Yeah, it looked like Rhea Ripley's makeup from WrestleMania.
Yes.
We
just got leftovers.
Yeah, and Logan Paul came out with his EO Speed or IO Speed or whatever the hell his name is.
I Show Speed.
I Show Speed.
Yeah, I don't fucking care.
I don't fucking care exactly his
I
name,
don't follow influencers and shit. I have no clue what any of it is.
On top of that, like, during the draft, champions were protected, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why the fuck was Logan Paul even there?
Well, he was announcing, and then he was coming out, showing up, and to show up with Patrick Mahomes, who was sitting there ringside with some other players, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Strowman would have kicked his ass.
Yeah. So we got him giving his rings to Logan Paul, and then, of course, going to hit Jay Uso and hitting JD.
Max JD. I'm really kind of hoping for a Judgment Day split now, honestly. I don't know if it's just me, but Rhea really held that group together.
Yeah.
And without Rhea, Damien's just not... Like, I like Damien as a champion, but without Rhea to help balance the scales as far as having both champions in the group, it's very lackluster right now.
Yeah, but it's interesting because if they do a Judgment Day split, then the whole angle with Liv Morgan with Dom doesn't make sense.
No.
Because when Rhea comes back, if Judgment Day split, why would she go back with Dom? Like,
agreed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But
it's just...
You got to look at that final face-off between Jay and Priest from Monday Night Raw. If you look in the corner on the ground, Finn Balor's staring up at that title.
Yeah.
If anybody deserves that title, it's fucking Finn Balor.
Yeah, I don't think they'd put Finn over Damian Priest right now, though.
I'm not saying now, and maybe towards the end of the year, even SummerSlam, if they do split,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see Finn versus Damian, because Finn's been getting the butt end of every joke for the last few months, and it's kind of sad to see someone of his talent be downgraded so badly.
Yeah, there's stuff going on with them. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out. I think we may see some of it at Backlash because we do have Jay versus Damian Priest, and Damian Priest has been very vocal about not wanting help from JD or Finn against Jay. So is it very possible that they'll try to help and maybe he would lose the championship to Jay and cause even more of a split with them, and that could be the split? Who knows where the story's going? It's very possible not also, but
that really reminds me of the whole Descent in the Bloodline story when Roman didn't want the Usos help. Then they came out and helped, and it cost Roman, or I believe it was when the tag team match when Roman got pinned.
Yeah.
Or something. And then you had the turn by the Usos kicking Roman in the face. This just seems like it's mirrored off of that a little bit right now.
Yeah, with not nearly as much investment in it.
Oh no, not even close.
Yeah. I could see like Finn getting kicked out and Damian Priest keeping JD McDonough and Dom around. And maybe that'll set up a Priest Balor feud. I don't know. I just I'm to have a hard time being invested with them. You know, like when Rhea Ripley was around, I liked Rhea Ripley, but the Judgment Day just never clicked for me. But you know, he came a long way since Crowbar, so who was one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
They should have kept R-Truth going with the whole Judgment Day thing, in my opinion. I feel like that was their height, you know, and
that even peaked again when Damian and Rhea were holding up the titles in the ring, and then Truth just comes behind them.
Yeah, I feel like he should have infiltrated the group more. They should have let him in and kept the story going like that.
And he should have infiltrated the group and then taken the tag titles with Miz like that. But yeah, I can see that. But I mean,
you could have had him tear apart that group from the inside like some real evil mastermind and not the idiot they have to have him portrayed as.
Right.
It's like I love R-Truth and I love the goofy shots they do with him. But like he's not stupid. I know he puts it on as stupid. Like that whole angle with Chad Gable in the back talking about the draft. I chuckled a little bit. It was funny. But like it's getting old. Let R-Truth cook.
Right.
Like he's been around for how long now and he hasn't been serious once?
Yeah. But that's the thing is he's this old now. Like, what are you going to do with him? You know, I think they're really trying to shine these younger guys. That's why Finn Balor's just a player. I think he's never going to get a main stage again. He's in his 40s now, you know, and I think he's kind of just there to, he's just kind of there just to be somebody that helps the younger guys get over now. And I think R-Truth's the same way, you know?
Speaking on that, do we see them dropping the titles anytime soon?
There's no real stories in tag wrestling right now. It just they
had a story brewing with DIY, but then they send DIY to SmackDown, kind of stopping that story in its tracks.
Yeah, I don't see much story there other than just them setting up those matches to have like. I don't take DIY serious.
No, and they're not over whatsoever. It's kind of you feel bad for them when they come out and the crowd doesn't even, they're just standing there looking at them like, DIY is past their prime, that's for sure, if they ever had one. But
they did. It was in NXT when they first split up, and then they had Gargano versus Ciampa. That was their height.
Yeah, exactly. Not in WWE. So
no,
whatever. Imperium kicked out Vinci to get traded to SmackDown. So who knows what's going on with Imperium too?
That other dude with Gunter fucking reminds me of Niles from Frasier.
Ludwig Kaiser.
He reminds me of fucking Niles from Frasier. Like I'm waiting for fucking Kelsey Grammer to come out and talk. I don't know.
All right.
All right, guys. I'm gonna back out. You guys can talk more of the exciting event Backlash that's coming up, and
WrestleMania.
talk soon.
Yeah. All right, man. Peace.
Bailey versus Naomi versus Tiff. I low-key kind of hope Tiff wins that.
Yeah, I do like what Tiff has been doing. It's hard to really say anything negative about her in-ring abilities, especially from somebody that doesn't come from a wrestling background,
Right.
and probably, who knows? I'm just assuming, but probably didn't ever watch wrestling or know much about it.
She doesn't seem like the type of person that would, you know?
No, I believe she was a Olympic gymnast.
That makes sense. Her moonsault's impeccable.
Yeah, exactly. So I think she's got some Olympic medals. Dare I say gold? I'm not sure, but she was part of the U.S. women's Olympic gymnast team. So
No, I think I did hear that.
Yeah, that's why she's got the picture perfect moonsault, and she does good on the microphone too. She she did great in NXT, and the crowd got behind her, so that's why they moved her up, of course, and she's been doing great on SmackDown and wherever she is.
She really has. Like, she's being that. It's weird to see a heel that you almost like when you see her on TV.
Yeah, and that's the only problem with her, is that the crowd has gotten behind her so much, being that heel. So
rather quickly too, I might add.
Yeah.
Like when she first started the whole Tiffy time thing on the main roster, people weren't behind it. But since WrestleMania, since Bayley won the title, and Tiffany Stratton's been putting herself into these key matches and big moments, and just throwing a wrench into the plans, she's kind of like let people know, like, I'm here. I'm not just another good-looking woman who's here to get viewers because of my looks. Like, she's talented.
Yeah, she can definitely wrestle. But, she's gonna be a champion in no time, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt.
I'm with you. If she does win that match, I won't be mad.
Yeah, maybe that'll be the big championship belt turn that may happen at Backlash.
Yeah, because I don't see Becky dropping the title to Liv Morgan.
No.
Not after 2 weeks. No.
I don't see Naomi winning either.
No. Like, I love Naomi. She's not bad either.
No, she's good. Yeah.
Her time's passed. And honestly, I really don't want to see her make another glowing title.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the ugliest thing I've ever seen. And on top of that, these new entrances, I know I spoke on it last week. Def Rebel sucks.
Yeah.
They butchered Naomi's entrance. I used to love Naomi's entrance.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was good. It was one of the better ones.
Drop. Oh my God.
The glowing, and the glow sticks and all that.
Did you notice they ruined Stephanie McMahon's music too?
I didn't catch that one. Yeah.
Look it up when we're done. It's Def Rebel completely, and it's fucking awful.
Yeah, a lot of the music has been complete trash.
Bring back Jim Johnston.
Yeah. Bring back somebody. Change it up some bit. Like,
shit, let Code Orange do it all.
Yeah.
I love Code Orange. I don't know about you, but like they did the Fiends remix. They did Aleister Black. Them and Tommy Vex did the original Baron Corbin entrance, The End of Days.
Okay. Yep.
That was my favorite theme for the longest time.
Yeah. There hasn't been a lot of great theme songs lately, and the ones that they have had have been from things outside the WWE. Like, I love the Judgment Day song.
But I've always liked that. By Edge.
Exactly. That's an Alter Bridge song. So
yeah, the other side. I love that song.
Yeah.
It's like I only care for 2 Alter Bridge songs. Metalingus, which is Edge's music.
Right.
And the other side, which was also Edge's music.
Yeah, exactly. So at least they let them keep that.
Yeah, I was worried once he left that they were going to get the Def Rebel treatment.
Right.
Like, I know I stated this, but look at every entrance that's done by Def Rebel. They all start the same. Mm-hmm. Shoosh! You got Naomi spelling her name out, DIY saying we are DIY.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton says it's Tiffy time.
Right.
Like, it's just, and I know why they did that, because at last year's Rumble, when everybody was hitting the ring every minute and a half, you couldn't tell who was who because it was all just generic music.
So you would know, yeah.
So now they put these little cues in the beginning, and it's just like, okay, this is worse.
Yeah, and that's some of why I think some people are turned off by that product too, because you don't, besides Cody's song, him bringing it in and other stuff, you don't get as much participation as you do from like the AEW and some of their songs, which I thought were great for a while, but also ended up going down the trash, and they dropped the ball with a lot of their entrance musics too. I feel like they just got generic. But
Jericho coming out to Judas and hearing the crowd sing Judas.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, like that was on my bucket list for a while, to be able to go to an AEW event at the beginning and be able to sing Judas with the crowd and go a cappella. And now it's nothing. I don't give a fuck about it anymore.
He's got this generic. Is he still using the Lionheart theme?
Yeah, or he switched it to whatever new thing. But the Judas song is not over like it was. Cody brought Cody's, of course.
Kingdom. I love Kingdom by Downstate.
Yeah.
And you got Punk with Cult of Personality. You have a few select stars with music that everybody likes. Rollins, everybody likes woeing in that song.
Yeah, so everybody likes Seth Rollins. Everybody likes the Drew McIntyre stuff.
I don't like Drew's.
You don't? No.
I know. I think I said it, but I want him to bring back Broken Dreams.
Right.
That was his OG theme before he left WWE, and they used it, like a fragment of it, I want to say last year at Clash of the Castle.
Oh, okay.
Like before he came out, it was the like that slow beat song.
Yeah.
I love that theme for Drew. And especially now with him feuding with Punk, I think now's the perfect time. If Punk keeps fucking up his plans, that's a perfect time to bring back Broken Dreams as a theme song.
That's what I was wondering, if we're going to get some type of change for theme song for Drew McIntyre.
At this point, you need it, because to me, his theme song now is more like a hero's music.
Right.
And he's not a hero anymore. He's that punkish heel, if you will.
Right. Well, he used the music when he was heel before that, too, the same music. So, but he's known for that music, so I guess it really, what's the difference at this point? Yeah.
Right. Cody Rhodes versus AJ. We already talked about that a little bit. That title's not changing. Priest versus Jay maybe could happen, but if anything, I'd see Jay winning.
Right.
But in a weird way, to which Damien keeps the title. Like, Judgment Day comes in, attacks Uso, disqualification, champion rules, Damien retains.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a way of him retaining, but still having some type of friction with them and playing into him wanting them to stay out of it and handle his own business. Yeah.
Exactly. Which, like you said, that'll help add fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
The Kabuki Warriors, and that's my other thing. None of the titles were able to change brands during the draft, but the Kabuki Warriors did.
Yeah,
did they not recognize the women's tag? Is it because
they I believe they mentioned it that the titles don't, but it's just Damage Control as a whole.
Yeah, but
like it wasn't the Kabuki Warriors that got drafted; it was Damage Control, like the group. So I guess they, it's as we spoke on. We think the draft is stupid. Yeah.
It could have been so much better, and like I stated, you had Dijak go to Raw after Raw went off the air.
Yeah.
He was one of the biggest names in the last year and a half in NXT, and you're going to draft him off the air?
Yeah, I just don't get it. With the Kabuki Warriors and Damage Control, I'm thinking the reason why they did do that, switch brands, is because they are going to put the titles on Jade and Bianca at Backlash. So it's just setting up for them to go as a whole to Raw and set up some type of new angle.
Right.
With whoever else. Yeah.
Also, I saw it on Twitter this morning. There was a QR code during NXT Spring Breaking.
Oh, okay. Did you decipher it?
I didn't get into it because like I said, I went to go get coffee this morning and jumped right onto here.
Yeah.
But I did see someone on Twitter saying that it looks like in the video from the QR code, an outline of a man that people are saying the shadow looks like Joey Gacy.
Oh. Huh.
So I guess.
Yeah. Could be anybody at this point, and guess we'll won't
just
know
find out when it happens.
So we know.
But I was talking to some people at work yesterday about when they think this whole thing is going to come to fruition. And I know you're insistent on saying SummerSlam for multiple reasons, and I don't argue those reasons.
Right.
But I asked this question. If they drag this out all the way to SummerSlam, is anybody going to give a shit? And the collective answer is no.
No? Okay.
Like the way they're building it up more and more each week, it just seems like it's coming much sooner rather than later.
Well, there's not... I mean, if it's coming sooner than later, I feel like they haven't built it up enough yet, because it's just been little teasers that haven't really said anything.
No, but if the teasers have become more and more, like there was 3 on Raw.
They've become more and more, but when you look back to the White Bunny and all the other stuff, it
started happening in arenas.
It was a very slow grind, you know. Even with the Firefly Funhouse leading to the Fiend, like you would just get little flashes of it. It took a long time, like
honestly,
months.
I don't remember it that far back. Like I remember the whole storyline, but
it took a long time before you actually saw the Fiend. Like Bray Wyatt spoke on him in the Firefly Funhouse and stuff. You got little flashes, exactly, little flashes, and then. So it took a while. So,
do we still think this is a full faction?
Or
is enough hasn't been said? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Enough hasn't been said. We've only got these teaser videos that have not said anything for sure at all. You can look up stuff and it can hint at stuff, but there's nothing concrete from any of it. Pointing at a faction or just one person or even who it is, if it's anything to even do with it. We all would assume it is, but...
everybody has an idea of who it could be. Who's going to be the ringleader of all this.
Yeah, and that's why I insist that it's still farther out, because I suspect maybe we'll get a bigger teaser out at Backlash, like a bigger glitch, a bigger hack, or whatever it is.
Something actually happening in the arena.
Maybe, or a bigger QR code that leads to, at the end of Backlash, that sets up something more to keep people watching, and we'll get even smaller things. And I think the real payoff of it will be at SummerSlam. Yeah.
I think it'd be smart if they could keep going for a little bit, but then stop all teases for about like a month.
Yeah.
No teases. Get people to really start watching, looking for teases when they're not even there.
Well, I don't think that's a good idea, because then...
But no, here's the thing.
They
will at least expect it. Boom.
Yeah.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, I guess, but I think they will lose interest at that point then, like you were saying. They have to keep the teases up, but they have to just keep adding a little more.
Right.
Yeah, because at this point, if somebody just showed up at Backlash, we don't know what it is or who it is, and it's just like it doesn't explain it enough. We need more little explanations in these teases up to then.
Like with the White Rabbit, we knew it was Bray Wyatt before Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
They didn't directly say this is Bray Wyatt.
Right.
But like once...
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, when Riddle had his arms up at Extreme Rules after that match, the lights went out, and that crowd immediately lost it.
Right.
Because they just knew.
People knew what it was, yeah.
Like the Fireflies came out, and then you hear he's got the whole world in his hand start playing. But it's going to obviously have to be different than that now, because Bray isn't a part of it.
Right.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, and then we got the Bloodline match happening, of course.
I am excited for that match. We've stated it before. KO and Randy Orton together is a phenomenal team.
Yeah, that should be good. Yeah.
And we got the first edition of the RKO show on SmackDown.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, coming up. So we'll see how that builds, and against Solo and Tonga.
Do we see here's my bold prediction for that match at Backlash.
Okay.
KO and Orton look like they're about to win, and then the debut happens of Jacob Fatu.
Oh, you think we're gonna get more? Okay.
I do. I think it's time. He was teased weeks ago. Everyone thought he was going to show up during the draft.
Yeah.
I just think it would make sense to keep adding members to the bloodline now.
Right.
We only got 2.
I agree, but we also haven't seen Tonga wrestle yet.
No.
So they might want to use that match to more show off his abilities and what he can do and not take from him.
Okay,
too.
yeah, I see that.
Possibly.
Rather than overcrowd it with another debut of another Fatu family member.
But at the same time, if they do use some type of interference, I wouldn't be surprised either. I don't know if it'd be quite time for Jimmy to come back and interfere either.
No, I think he's got to milk this angle a little bit.
Yeah, till Jay's ready for him. And
but that's the thing. Jay stayed on Raw.
Right. Well, notice we didn't hear anything about Jimmy. They did draft, SmackDown did draft the Bloodline, of course.
But they didn't say anything about Jimmy.
Nah, not necessarily.
All Heyman, Tama, and Solo.
Yeah. Right, and if he's in the Bloodline still, then he's on SmackDown. If he's not, then they didn't say anything, and
he's definitely out of the Bloodline.
There's a reason for it, yeah. Or they disciplined him, or however they're gonna.
But you don't discipline the guy that hasn't won a match since he beat John Cena?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And Roman Reigns too. I think we still got time before he comes back.
Oh yeah, he's in Disney World right now.
Oh, okay.
You didn't see that?
No,
someone took a picture of him leaving a Star Wars ride wearing a Baby Yoda shirt.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, he's gonna enjoy a vacation for some time, which
he's earned.
He's definitely earned it. Yeah.
Like I know, we got some hate for me saying this on Instagram and TikTok, but Roman Reigns carried this company.
Yeah, of course.
For the better half of 4 years.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he held the title for that long.
Yeah, and anybody who says he didn't clearly wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, and I think people are realizing it now too, that they and he even had said it somewhat, speaking in promos, like, you gonna miss me when I'm gone.
And dude, they are.
Yeah.
They are. Like, I'm not trying to take anything away from Cody Rhodes as champion, but he is kind of boring.
Yeah, Cody's got some more to go. I'm sure they have more story planned that will lead more up with him and get him over in a new way, hopefully, as the champion, and build this new identity and become his own person without having to always mention his father and his story like we've talked about. So he's got to be in the process of building a new story like that separates him from all the stuff that we've known up to this point with him. I hope he turns heel again at some point. I'm sure it's way down the road, I'm sure.
I would love to see that.
Maybe by next WrestleMania.
Go full Homelander? Oh my God.
It's hard to predict what's going to happen in a year's time. Last year it's hard to say that too, because last year we pretty much did predict what was going to happen in a year's time. But I truly have no idea what's going to happen at Royal Rumble this year, and I really have no idea what's going to happen by WrestleMania.
Same.
I would have been more comfortable betting on last year's of what was going to happen if you asked me at this time last year. But
100%.
So that's exciting too. So I do enjoy that, but it also makes me weary because of past stories and what they've done and being underwhelmed. But I'm going to remain optimistic with all that.
Yeah, and honestly, with this new era, if you will, in the WWE, you could tell the different directions they're trying to send it all. And I'm here for the anticipation. Going back to WrestleMania 39, as soon as that main event ended, you knew, all right, next year's it.
Yeah.
Like, you knew right away Cody and Roman round 2.
And if they didn't, then they did Cody really dirty. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, but Cody was originally slated to win at 39.
Yeah, I've seen some things back and forth about
And
that.
everyone complained and said, "Oh, it was Vince overruling the decision to do that." No, it actually wasn't. Vince suggested it about an hour before the match, and Triple H backed him up and said, "No, okay, I understand. We've built this story up for 2.5, 3 years already. Let's keep it building and keep it getting stronger so that the ultimate payoff was that much greater."
Yeah, there's still more to it. Yeah.
Right, and I yesterday or a few days ago, I rewatched the main event from 40.
Okay.
Dissected it.
I want to rewatch 42. There's some matches
you have to.
Yeah,
you have
absolutely.
to, because you can appreciate it more now.
Yeah.
Like all the run-ins.
Yeah.
I know we talked a lot of shit about all those run-ins when they happened.
Right. Yeah.
Like you watch it back now, and it was awesome.
Yeah, and a lot of people were split on it. You look at the internet wrestling community, the IWC, and a lot of people that weren't huge fans, that were just kind of looking from afar, that really did bring attention to it and get them into it. So
yeah. And like,
you never know,
nothing, Nobody expected Taker to be there.
Yeah, sometimes you got to be unorthodox with what you want, and yeah.
Right, but like I recant my statement that those run-ins took away from Cody's win, because watching it back the other day, it amplified it, man.
Yeah, I think they did in a way, but then also they didn't, because last year we had Roman versus Cody. The year before 39, we had Roman versus Cody, of course, the first time, and we did have like a couple run-ins, but those were run-ins that we knew were going to happen, that were already normal. It wasn't like surprise guest run-ins. So if we would have had like no run-ins this year,
it would
have just seemed like the first match from 39.
Exactly.
In a way. So yeah,
I 100% agree.
Hindsight, watching it back, which I have to do again, but seeing little pieces, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah.
And I also found out why the Uso brother versus brother match wasn't as good as it could have been.
Oh, okay. What's that?
They were cut short on about 25 minutes.
Oh, really?
25 minutes of their time was scrapped because matches prior went longer than they were supposed to.
Really?
And they were only told about 5 minutes before the match. And then you could, if you watch it back, about the halfway mark when they're both in the ring after super kicking each other for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You could see Jimmy go, he'd say to his brother, "We're out of time."
Or the ref said something. Yeah. I'm sure, because that's the thing that baffled me about that match, because it was so underwhelming, but them being brothers have to have great chemistry, and they've trained together and wrestled together since kids. So know they could put on a great match, and they could have planned a great match. So
they probably had a good 20-minute banger.
Yeah,
planned out and scripted out that they didn't get to do.
Exactly. So I can believe that they had more to show. Absolutely.
And I agree with you. Like, that kills me, because that was one of the matches I was really looking forward to.
Yeah, especially if they're going to get back together now too.
Right, it's kind of lackluster because they had a shit match,
and we only really got that one match with them, and the build wasn't even that great. But
and if I'm being honest, their spot during the main event of night 2 when he speared him off the stage, that spot alone was better than their whole match.
Yeah, that was cool.
I genuinely thought they were fucking hurt because it looked like they missed the table.
Right. But, and it was a way to take them both out of get them out of the way for that match.
Exactly. And then one more thing about Monday Night Raw: Logan Paul trying to out-yeet Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I think he kind of had to change his what he was saying, because he realized it wasn't really resonating with the crowd the way he wanted it to. You could kind of see the expression on his face. He's like, "Oh, okay, they're not going with that. Guess I'm gonna have to move on to the next thing."
Like, no one really remembered when he yeeted in that music video in like 20 fucking whatever it was.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
He
said it, so I was like, "Oh, okay, he must have said something about it." I don't know. I don't know when it originally started or who started it, honestly.
I'll send it to you. I saw it on Twitter last night that it was a side-by-side of him doing the yeet to Jay, and then there was a clip from that music video. I'll send it to you, but I didn't know about that until that.
The only thing I know yeet for is from the Usos.
Exactly.
Oh, and to speak about Braun Strowman, like getting drafted and then showing up with Jay and Patrick Mahomes. It's had a few moments here and there, but he's just that big guy, and I feel like they haven't always used him right. But I felt like I enjoyed his little segment and interaction that he had on Raw.
I agree, but at the same time, I was also a little let down because I was kind of hoping he was going to be tied into this whole Rotunda thing that's coming, or the Uncle Howdy, if you will.
Yeah.
But who knows? He very well still could be.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah,
it was just the way he came out looking like normal Braun Strowman. The hype of the crowd was behind him.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
yeah.
I like Strowman. He's fun. He's funny to me, especially if I like to think back to Survivor Series when he got in Triple H's face.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think you are?
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And Triple H looked fucking like he was pissing his pants.
Yep.
But
yeah, no, he's got potential for. I just don't like the way they've really used him in the past, especially when he was like doing his own solo thing. Maybe him against Gunther could be good.
Ooh. I still say a good feud I want to see reignited from NXT UK is Dragunov versus Gunther.
Yeah.
Or even Dragunov joining Imperium would be. Mwah.
Yeah, that would be good. A tag team with them. Maybe they'll split off Ludwig Kaiser too, and maybe we'll get Dragunov and
Gunther is this dominant force.
Yeah.
That's a badass tag team that I would put the belts on immediately.
And which brings me back to the draft and them bringing up Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker and Dragunov to the respected brands in the WWE now. NXT, we still do have Trick Williams, of course, and we got like Tony
Lee's back.
Yeah, we got Wes Lee back, and who else? We got Tony D'Angelo, right?
Yeah. I'm a huge Tony D'Angelo guy. I don't think he gets enough credit.
Right.
But like he's got that gimmick down pat.
Yeah. Shout out to the bad boys, trashes. But
let's go trashers.
Yeah. So, but bringing me back to that, NXT is really open now for more people to step up. And who's going to be these next people to step up? Because we got Trick, obviously, as the champion, but we all know they only hold on for so long, and it's only going to be so long before he moves up to the main roster, maybe, too, having such a big following and being so big. So who's going to be these next big stars coming out of there?
Right, and his feud with Mello towards the end there was amazing.
Definitely, yeah.
I would love to see that kick back up. Like Trick drops the title, comes to SmackDown, attacks Mello.
Right.
Fuck yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Even I know NXT announced a women's North American Championship. I don't know when that's going to be crowned, but
right.
They got a lot of talent, men and women alone.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of talent. For sure. A lot of talented people there.
When they announced Valkyria to Raw, I cheered for that. I love Lyra Valkyria. I think she's one of the most talented women in that company right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And who's the other one?
We're still waiting for Cora Jade to come back, too.
I know. I think she's still nursing that ACL, right?
Which honestly, like her in-ring ability has had some flashes of being good, but her like personality and it isn't there yet. But I think she's gonna be a huge star in the WWE someday,
especially if she goes back to hanging around Punk.
Yeah.
Like
the possibilities are endless. Yeah.
A new straight edge society with Cora Jade. Oh.
Right.
I'm here for that. But the name I wanted to mention, Blair Davenport.
Okay, yeah.
I'm excited about her to SmackDown. That is a big one. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn to Raw.
Yep.
I like it. They're not bad. They just don't get a lot of screen time. Final Testament to Raw. Here's my issue with Final Testament. I'm glad we're talking about it now.
Right.
The only tag team in that group is AOP. What's Karrion Kross's purpose?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm over them. Like I said in the past, I'm not a fan. Nothing to take away from what he does in the ring or anything like that. I just can't relate to the character, the storylines that they've done with it. It's just been.
They need a fourth member
filler.
for that to really make sense. Personally, I think they would be better if you had AOP as a tag team and then Karrion Kross was someone else.
Right.
What else? Odyssey Jones. He was drafted to Raw last year, remember? And was not seen at all. And then he was drafted to Raw again. What are they doing?
Really? Yeah, I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't even know who that is.
Look him up. He was big in NXT, and then to get drafted to Raw at last year's draft and not be seen ever. Like they drafted him, didn't use him.
Right.
But Sheamus staying on Raw. Cedric Alexander and Ashanti Theodonis to SmackDown. Okay, but Cedric just got squashed in 30 seconds by Braun Breaker last week. DIY goes to SmackDown. But like I see they're sowing the seeds of dissent in DIY with Ciampa getting pissed off at the end of the title match.
Right.
One of the picks to SmackDown that I was a fan of because he had a good heel run on SmackDown, and that's Nakamura.
Okay. Yeah.
Shinsuke to SmackDown. I love him as a heel. I don't want him to get squashed anymore, man. He don't deserve that.
He's already has time with Cody too, so
that's true.
And Cody's on SmackDown with the
Cody's
title
got
shot.
The title.
Yeah,
that was a good feud.
It was a good feud, but it was just to fill in to get Cody to WrestleMania to have somewhat good opponent for it. I think at this point, just like Jesse talked about earlier, like Shinsuke is doing with what Finn Balor is doing. Like he's to that point in his career. Yeah, he's there for the stories, put people over. Mid-card guy. He might get the main event on like a SmackDown, of course, but
it's just sad to see that the times are changing like that. You know what I mean? And all the stars that had great matches are now just being used to put over other people, which I get in the same respect though in that conversation,
Yeah.
It's just a little sad.
Oh yeah. Well,
like Styles at this point, I love AJ Styles, but he's just there to put over Rhodes.
Right.
You put that belt on any other person and I see AJ winning it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's gone past his time too. He's still so great, and he's still looking. Yeah, he's looking bigger than he has in a while too.
The same can be said with Orton.
Yeah,
like since War Games and Survivor Series, Orton really hasn't done much other than put over younger talent. Like I truly see the Bloodline winning on Saturday.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Just the way
I don't see why they wouldn't. It would kind of kill their momentum that they're trying to build up for them too, I suppose.
Agreed.
So, yeah. Yeah, so we'll be back next week to talk about the things that have happened throughout the week with AEW Dynamite and Collision and SmackDown and Backlash and whatever else happens in this world of pro wrestling and the internet wrestling community.
The IWC.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm Kev. We had Jesse with Andy.
Yeah. You've been listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast. Peace.
Boom.